Christine Quinn shot to fame showcasing luxury dream homes on Selling Sunset, but behind closed doors her own life was turning into a nightmare. According to newly obtained police records, Jaga News can exclusively reveal that 18 emergency calls were made to the Los Angeles Police Department over the last 5 years regarding alleged incidents at their home where Quinn's husband, Christian Richard, was recently arrested after an alleged domestic violence incident. The reality star, 35, and tech entrepreneur, 44, purchased the $5 million property a month after they tied the knot in December 2019, and that's when calls began. Some involved false alarms and potential trespassing and burglaries, while other incidents were more alarming. In August 2019 at 10:45 p.m. police received a call about a verbal dispute, and in August 2020 just after 10 p.m., a concerned anonymous caller contacted police about a possible argument at the home. And in the early morning hours shortly after 1 a.m. in November 2022 there was another alleged verbal dispute reported. No crimes were committed, per records. Records also show a 911 call came into police at 2:39 p.m. in June 2019, when an unnamed person was transported to a hospital. A similar incident took place in May 2022 at 9:36 p.m. when an unidentified male was taken to the hospital following an emergency call. 5 months later, records indicate a woman was suffering from a panic attack, and there was no evidence of an overdose. According to records, the most recent incidents involved an arrest of an unidentified male for assault with a deadly weapon on March 19 of this year, noting a possible head and neck injury. And the next day 2 calls came in over a 2-hour timeframe for a restraining order violation, which led to another arrest. On March 26, police dispatch received a call close to midnight for officers to stand by during collection of belongings at the house. Christine always had to walk on eggshells around him, a source tells us. Christine always had to keep secrets from him in order to protect herself. She always had to hide things from him to avoid scary arguments, added the source. They have had aggressive fights over the years that were alarming. As reported, Quinn was recently granted a temporary restraining order against her estranged husband, requiring Richard to leave their shared home and stay at least 100 yards away from her. The temporary restraining order also states that Richard is not allowed to interact with the couple's nearly 3-year-old son, also named Christian, or their 2 dogs, Bubby and Teddy. A restraining order hearing has been scheduled for April 17. At the time of his first arrest, when cops escorted him out of the house in his bathrobe, TMZ reported that he allegedly hit the couple's son with a bag of glass after attempting to throw it at Quinn. A temporary restraining order was automatically put in place following the incident. However, Richard was arrested again less than 24 hours later for violating the order by returning to the home. In the aftermath of the alleged domestic violence incident, a source exclusively told us that Quinn is planning on leaving Christian and filing for divorce. Richard responded to Quinn's accusations on March 26 by filing his own restraining order, claiming he confronted the Netflix star after their dogs urinated on his belongings. Though he found Quinn cleaning up the mess, Richard claimed he threw a trash bag at the wall and not at his wife. Contrary to Quinn's claims, Richard stated that the bag was full of rags and paper towels, not glass. Richard's docs state that he attempted to remove their son from the scene, but Quinn got to the toddler first and moved them to a separate room, where she then called the police. In her own court paperwork, Quinn accused Richard of throwing dog feces at her during another argument days before his arrest, during which he also urinated on the floor and threw floral arrangements on the ground. She proceeded to lock him out of the house and spent the night with her son in their master bedroom. Among Quinn's other claims against Richard, she accused him of faking a suicide attempt in September 2023 to see if I cared about him. She wrote in her March restraining order filing, Christian became angry at me, questioning why I needed to work, asserting that he was providing for everything. That night, in our hotel room, I watched Christian pour handfuls of pills and appeared to shove them into his mouth, with pills flying out of his hands and spilling on the floor, and then tell me he was dying. She continued, after what felt like an hour of Christian apparently falling in and out of consciousness and me being terrified, he suddenly appeared sober again and said, "You passed the test, you really do love me." Another source exclusively told us in March that Quinn felt controlled by Christian their whole relationship and that she has felt unsafe for a while. The insider added it has been toxic for several months and Christine has been in distress. It is going to be a long messy road ahead of them, as they both have restraining orders and are not in agreement on plans with their son. Thank you. You have successfully subscribed. Subscribe to newsletters. Subscribe by signing up. I agree to the terms and privacy policy and to receive emails from Jagan News. Deal of the day, only 21 today. You can save 73 on these wireless earbuds. View deal. Check our latest news in Google News. Follow us. Check our latest news in Apple News. Follow us. You have successfully subscribed. By signing up, I agree to the terms and privacy policy and to receive emails from Jagan News. Check our latest news in Google News. Check our latest news in Apple News. Quinn did not respond to Jagan News' request for comment. Richard's attorney Alexandra Kazarian of Garagos provided us with a statement. Christine's repeated paranoid and demonstrably unfounded allegations are without merit. There have been no incidents of domestic violence. Christian has taken lawful steps to address these ongoing issues, notably filing for a restraining order, proactively. Today, he takes a definitive step forward by filing for divorce, seeking to resolve these matters legally and conclusively.